I always sit here and pick an instrumental just to start this. So every year, every day that I walk the earth, there are people who play 2K and buying it every day that I walk this earth. As a person who is a gamer who plays a large multitude and variety of games, I have to deal with the fact that people think my level of gaming is the same as niggas that play Fortnite and 2K. And I just want to say, for the record, there's nothing inherently wrong with playing Fortnite and 2K as long as that's not the only thing you playing. Some people get bored of Battle Royale mode, get bored of the infinite mass amount of games, and they play what skin I'm going to buy in the VC shop. And then they say new games are too expensive. You go through their PlayStation history, they don't spend 100 million quintillion dollars buying for a 2K build that they not even gonna use after they get nerfed to the ground in a month. Gamers, what are we doing? What are we doing? But in the case that you're one of those people, I got a list here for you so that the next time you say there's no games to play, I can confidently call you a fucking liar because I gave you a list of games coming out in just October. Forget all the games that released from whenever the first game, let's say 1973, when the first ever video game came out, till 2025, August 2025. Forget all the games that released in between that time. Let's say you only want to look for a game that's releasing in October to buy. I got a list for you. Ghost of Yote, coming out October 2nd. That's not for me personally, but niggas stay in the corner jerking their meat saying, oh my god, Ghost of Tsushima is the greatest thing ever. And this is a sequel to that. Gigasword, I don't know what that is, but that's another game for you to check out. Neon Inferno. Now, I think Borderlands 4 is some bullshit, but if you, for some reason, want to play Borderlands 4 on inferior software, it's coming out on the Switch too. You ever wanted to play Borderlands 4 with your hand up your ass on a subway? Well, they thinking about you. Digimon, however you pronounce that. Vicodin, Barbie Horse Trails, Battlefield 6. For those of you who are tired of Call of Duty, you want another shooter to play that's the same but different enough for it to feel like a different game for your feeble, closed-minded ass mind? Battlefield 6. You into playing games that make you shit yourself? Little Nightmares 3. You into digitally whipping foreigns? We got NASCAR. You into getting your twerk on and get fit with a little cardio? We got Just Dance 2026. Ball X Pit, whatever that means. Pokemon. I personally don't like Pokemon, but everybody else walking the earth does. A new Pokemon comes out next month. Whatever Keeper is. Elf on the Shelf. Escape Simulator, which is probably a dog shit simulator game that you're gonna watch a YouTuber play and scream "Ah!" at the top of his lungs and think it's the greatest game ever. I made the same mistake when I was 14. Difference is I was 14. Jurassic World Evolution 3. Nigga Gaiden 4. A classic franchise that has took a very long break. So for those of you who are very close-minded to new IPs, there's an old IP for you. Double Dragon Revive, another old IP. Moonlighter 2, another one. Plants vs. Zombies Replanted, another one. You want to play mobile games on your console? They got you. Crazy Hyper Dungeon Chronicles. Sounds like a goofball ass game, but cool at the same time. You very, very close-minded. Well, we got a Fast and the Furious game for you. Oh. You want to play a Katamari game? Once Upon a Katamari. Ire, a prologue. Don't know what that is. The Outer Worlds 2. That game's finna be amazing because the first one was amazing. It was a nice, short, concise RPG that was very open and let you do a lot in the open world, and every decision you did, down to who you punched in the face to who you let live that was dead fucking wrong, mattered. They're coming out with a sequel. Arc Raiders, very highly anticipated distraction shooter, and a lot of people like that style of game for some fucking crazy ass reason. Terminator 2D and Mina the Hollower. If you're Uncle Fi, if you games are only good in the NES, we got something for you too, nigga. Mina the Hollower. I tried that game out on stream. It's not for me, but it's not a bad game if you like old school RPGs, that NES type stuff. You want to pump the NES in your veins? You want to put 88 back in your veins? Mina the Hollower is the modern day version of 88 in your veins. So now that you seen this, I don't want to hear another nigga say, ain't no games to play, ain't nobody put me on the good games. I just gave you like 15 games right there, just that's coming out next month. Forget all of gaming history. Forget the fact that you can run an emulator on your phone and play anything up to like the PS2 if your phone's really good, maybe the 360 and some of the PS3. There are games to play. Open your mind. Anyway, now that that's done, my objective, my goal with this video is to talk about new games coming out to play. Because for those of y'all who aren't familiar, about late August, for some games that believe they should be in gaming season, but they want to come just before gaming season, late August to about December is when all the latest and greatest in gaming come out. That's when all the super duper AAA games that want to go up for nominations of Game of the Year and stuff like that like they're making a big project in those type of games. This is the season starting late this month, early next month, depending on how you view it. It's starting very soon. Let's talk about another game. And if you don't want to play, a game without your friends, you want a game you could play without your friends, well, don't worry. Marvel Rival just got a new balance pack, so we're gonna read those notes. But I'm just saying, if anybody saying there's no games to play, I need you to look them dead in their face and say, if you're not a gamer, it's okay. I don't know why, but recently these headphones I've been messing up. But touch them on the shoulder and say, hey, you're just not a gamer. You like playing 2K, and that's okay. You don't have to be a gamer. It's cool to be a gamer now, so I feel like a lot of people are trying to say they play games and are trying to fit in when really they don't. But these are minor buffs. That's the only reason why I'm not doing a whole video on it. But the Daywalker's resilience just slightly leveled up. Blaze got more staying power in those midnight brawls. Increased life skill gain during Bloodline Awakening from 60 to 65. Reduced self-healing reduction from 40% to 35%. That's a good thing because Blade is supposed to be more of a brawler type character, and basically you couldn't fight up close with Blade. Like, a character named Blade with 2 swords was better if he stands 10 feet back, well, 10 meters back and shoots you with his gun. Kind of crazy, not gonna lie. Johnny Storm heat is still on, but his flames have been dialed back just enough to ground heroes to catch their breath. Right click on terrain, damage over time from 25 per second to 20, and reduce Pyo Prison damage from 50 per second to 40. I don't think Pyo Prison damage needed to be nerfed. I can understand nerfing the flames a little bit, but I don't think the prison needs to be nerfed. That's too much. God of Mischief and his illusions are a tad less pushing. Reduce mystical missile damage. I think that's his primary fire. Dealt by Loki from his illusions to enemy from 30 to 25. Healing to teammates remains unchanged. So they nerfed Loki's damage by a lot, because that's one, I don't think it was a major problem, but at the same time, it was noticeable. Loki was a strategist that could straight up play as a DPS, because between him shooting you and him dropping 2 clones down at a dime, he could just pow, 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 and just beat the brakes off of you, shooting the dog shit out of you forever. So, like I said, I don't think that it needed to be nerfed necessarily, but I don't hate it either. It makes sense. Another game that's not necessarily supposed to come out soon, but it's supposed to come out. BioShock 4. Now, I will say, when it comes to BioShock, those are some amazing games, but with the latest BioShock, that game has been in development hell for a very long time. So, I browsed through this a little bit, but I'm gonna like fully read it with y'all. But basically, it's a lot of production hell going on. Like, the dude who originally was the brainchild behind Borderlands, he went off to create a different game named Judas. So I'm gonna be seeing how that is and comparing it to Borderlands 4, baby. But sharing an internal cloud chamber memo with our sister site Eurogamer, 2K, blah, blah, blah. We made the decision with the studio leadership to rework certain aspects that are core to a BioShock game. Meaning, they said, we know what the franchise history is. We know what people who played the BioShock games and love them expect. But we're here to fuck up your legacy for $1. And it's crazy because just yesterday I was talking about how it's cool that they're bringing back Bubsy and they're not just doing it as a cash grab. It looks like a labor of love that they're gonna make money from. This feels like the opposite. It feels like, oh, it's BioShock. They're gonna buy it. They're gonna buy it. It doesn't matter. Just push it out. They're gonna buy it. Versus something like that Bubsy remake where it looked like they actually wanted to make that. Feels like the developers behind this game don't either want to make this game and are not being allowed to, or leadership is preventing them from making or any useful progress. Like it sounds like leadership is fucked up because leadership has been getting shuffled back and forth. And like I said, the brainchild who originally worked on the first 3 BioShock games, he been out of there. He's making his own game that's supposed to be releasing soon. So work on the next BioShock game has been underway for several, more like 7 because it's been like since 2018. While we're excited to get about the foundational gameplay elements of the project, we've made the decision with studio leadership to rework certain aspects that are core to a BioShock game, and in doing so, are reducing the size of the development team to focus on this work and give the game more time in development. That's right. They want progress to be made on the game. So instead of letting the artists make art, they said we're gonna fire half the artists, then overwork the other half that we got so they could give us a less than desirable result that we're gonna turn around and beat them over the head and yell at them and get mad at them for and make them put that sleeping bag. Where's mine? That sleeping bag that all game developers got. They keep it in their office. That sleeping bag that they keep under their desk. This is them right now. They shaking it. It ain't got no dust on it because they did this recently, but they shaking it off and they throwing it on the floor right under their desk because that's where they will be sleeping. They will be sleeping under that desk, getting overworked, showering at work, going to sleep at work, getting beaten they mean at work, doing all types of stuff at work. That don't include clocking out and going home. I know this is tough news for everyone. If your role is being affected, you'll hear from your manager or studio leadership today with details on severance, career services, blah, blah, blah. Basically, in order to get the fucking game done, they're firing a bunch of people. Always sucks to see stuff like this happen for 2 reasons. One, the more important part, because a fuck ton of people are losing their jobs. But secondary, as someone who loves the BioShock games and like one day far, far in the future when I forget the entire plot of the game and like all the details, I want to replay it. This is sad because this game might genuinely just fuck around with the legacy and make it so that BioShock 4 doesn't even feel like a BioShock game. This one I brought up because if there's no trailer here, I wanted to remember to bring up a trailer because apparently there's a 7 Deadly Skins game and there are like closed beta playtest servers. But before I even apply for the beta, I want to see what the gameplay is looking like. We're not gonna watch this whole 10-minute video though.
7 Deadly Sins Origins. This game seems fun. It's like super open worlds. Yes, anime announcement.
Okay, I think I'm gonna watch the shorter one. What the fuck is that? Control Shift T. There we go. If that doesn't do it for me, I'm not signing up for it. This doesn't do it for me, I'm not signing up for the playtest. Oh, I might have seen this already. Oh yeah, I did. What is this game actually looking like? Okay, it's more like an action RPG. I'd give this a chance. I'd definitely give this a chance. This looks like, if it's not turn-based and it's an action RPG, I'd definitely give it a chance. No, I never watched 7 Deadly Sins. Yeah, this looks more like a action RPG, light MOBA type thing. I'd sign up for this. I'd give that a chance. That's all I wanted to see. Apparently, I think the Rogue Assassin's Creed got an announcement date. Oh yeah, it got shadow drop. That's why. Yeah, it got shadow drop. So if you're a racist fuck and you didn't like the other Prince of Persia, you was one of those racist niggas calling it the Prince of Ethiopia, don't worry, another Prince of Persia game for you to not play has Shadow Drop. Like, this game is out right now. You can go buy it right now. And last but not least, back in my day, game prices used to go down as the console got older. But basically, the PlayStation 5 is getting more expensive, and I even seen something like a GameStop tweet saying that even in GameStop it's gonna get more expensive. So if you want to look at the exact prices, it's right there on the screen, but I mean, everything else is pretty self-explanatory.